What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be discussing the Leafs moves that they've made today. It's November 7th. They made a couple roster moves. Martin Marincin and Nick Petan are on waivers. Now, this is all leading up to the Toronto Maple Leafs having to make at least one more move for Zach Hyman to come back. When it comes to this weekend, it looks like he's going to be back. Zach Hyman is obviously got a bit of a contract that obviously the Leafs had to move out some cap space for, and there's still one more move that needs to be made. Now, it'd be a lot easier for the Leafs if teams were claiming guys like Marincin and Petan, although I'm sure people would rather them just have that depth in the minors, in the minor league system with the Toronto Marlies. Petan is a guy that I hope gets an opportunity, and same with Marincin, but if you really look at it, the Leafs are okay with having a bunch of depth if these guys get sent down. It will obviously, like I said, it would make it easier for the Leafs if they get claimed, because that's more money that they can bury in the minors and stuff like that. If they send down a guy like Shore and he doesn't get claimed, this, that, and the other, there's a bunch of money that's involved in all this stuff. But at the end of the day, the Toronto Maple Leafs still need to make one more move, and there's been a couple rumors that maybe the Leafs would want to shed significant salary, which would probably be a guy like Cody Ceci. People are turning to guys like Nylander or Kapanen and saying, they're going to force out a big salary, or people that are making a significant amount of money when they don't have to. The guy that they would move would likely be Cody Ceci if they could, but at this point, I don't think that it would make a lot of sense. So you're seeing two tweets on the screen right now from Elliot Friedman and Chris Johnston, basically just talking about what happened. Marincin and Petan, and Yurko from Edmonton is on waivers as well for all the Oilers fans. With Martin Marincin and Nick Petan on waivers today, this is from Chris Johnston, that accounts for 2 of the 3 roster spots the Leafs have to clear in order to activate Zach Hyman this weekend. Jason Spezza, Nick Shore, and Dmytro Timashov are among the candidates for the other. Now, the article continues, and it's Luke Fox continues saying that Dmytro Timashov is expected to take Petan's spot in the Leafs lineup Thursday night against the Vegas Golden Knights. Petan has played in 5 games for Toronto this season, recording a single assist. So this is the thing. And also, just quickly on Marincin, he's 27, has played in 7 games for the Leafs this season so far, averaging 11.51 minutes of ice time with a -1 rating and 4 penalty minutes. So, and Yurko, I guess if Oilers fans want to hear quickly, 26-year-old Yurko has 2 assists in 12 contests with the Oilers, and he, this was, I believe, his first season with the Oilers. He signed as was it a PTO or something like that? I'm not positive, but anyways, getting back to the Leaf stuff here. Dmytro Timashov, I can't see a world in which that guy ends up on waivers. I think the Leafs want to hold on to him. They want to keep him with the Leafs. They don't want to, lose him, because I think Timashov has actually been pretty good. In terms of Nick Shore and Jason Spezza, I think that the Leafs probably are looking for a trade when it comes to Jason Spezza. I don't think that they want to put him on waivers, but if I was to guess out of the 3, I think it will be Jason Spezza. Now, I think that the Leafs keeping him out of the lineup at the very beginning of the season might have hurt his confidence a little bit, but at the same time, Spezza really hasn't shown a ton since being in the Leafs lineup. I mean, he does have, that 1 goal. He's got probably a couple points. I don't think he's really shown anything other than just being a guy that's out there. And I mean, I don't mean to disrespect him, but maybe with a different role with another team, he can provide, more offense. But a lot of people figured he might be able to spark a little bit of offense with this Leafs team because they are really deep. And, for a lot of people that sit here, I read the comments on Sportsnet when I'm reading these articles, and people are talking about how the Leafs have no depth and that Dubas has done a poor job in acquiring depth because they're all going on waivers. No. When you have a lot and new players come in that have been injured, or new players outplay other people, you have to move out contracts. It's not just the Leafs that deal with this. There's really deep teams that have to deal with stuff like this. It's not like this is some out of the ordinary experience. This is what has to happen in order for good players or better players to get into the lineup. And when you're deep, you have to make a tough decision. Because if you ask me, Nick Shore, I mean, he's even played quite well. I don't think he's been great, but he's done pretty well. I don't think that he should go over Jason Spezza, and I like Jason Spezza. In terms of Marincin, he actually didn't play too bad at the beginning of the season with Sandin, and Rasmus Sandin actually liked playing with him apparently. So good for him for at least getting in some significant ice time with a really talented young defenseman and actually playing decent. I don't think that he's great. He has his mess ups, but he does kill penalties, and I think that there could be a team that uses him as an extra guy that could use him. Or if the Leafs are lucky, he goes down and plays with the Marlies and add some depth there. Because for the people that don't watch the Marlies or don't pay attention to them, don't talk about the Marlies. Like, people are like, oh, well, he sucks there too. Marincin actually was quite good for the Marlies. If you don't watch them, don't talk about them. It's ridiculous. There's people that just talk out of their ass. It's ridiculous. Stop talking about them if you don't watch it. Marincin was actually good for them. So, whatever happens with him, if both of them get an opportunity with another team, that's really great. But for now, the Leafs have made these moves, and one more guy's going to go, and my guess is Jason Spezza. Or if they can somehow make a trade and Cody Ceci gets moved on from, I wouldn't, be angry about that, because Dermott can step into the top four. Hopefully Tyson Barrie gets going. And then, you have your bottom pairing of Justin Hall, and then you can call up somebody if you really think that, maybe you have to bring Marincin back up, or maybe you end up, getting a guy really cheap that you can bring in to put there, or maybe Sandin gets the full-time gig, or maybe Timothy Liljegren gets a full-time gig. I don't know. The Leafs have options. It's called depth, people, and it's not poor depth. There's players on the Leafs that haven't been playing up to their full potential. They've had some injuries. This is where the Leafs are going to start to turn things around. I promise you. These moves seem minor, but it means something if you look at the big picture. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.